Former President Donald Trump's company has been convicted of tax fraud for helping executives dodge taxes on extravagant perks, things like Manhattan apartments and luxury cars. The jury found two corporate entities at the Trump Organization guilty on all 17 counts, including charges of conspiracy and falsifying business records. Trump himself was not on trial. The felony convictions carry fines totaling up to $1.7 million. But the collateral consequences may be more significant. Banks could call in loans. Business partners could cancel contracts if their internal policies prevent them from doing business with felons. Attorneys for the Trump Organization say they plan to appeal the verdict. Meanwhile, former President Trump's legal team is asking a federal appeals court to grant him immunity in lawsuits stemming from the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack. The three lawsuits were filed last year by Democratic members of the House of Representatives and police officers who worked at the Capitol that day. They contend that Trump prompted his supporters to attack the Capitol in a speech that he gave at the Ellipse prior to the attack. In February, a federal judge ruled those lawsuits can move forward. Trump's attorneys are now appealing the decision.
The former chief operating officer of a failed blood testing startup company is being sentenced today. Ramesh Sunny Balwani was accused of fraud linked to Theranos. Last month, the company's founder, Elizabeth Holmes, received a sentence of more than 11 years for her role in the matter. Theranos started falling apart after a 2015 Wall Street Journal investigation revealed the company had only performed a handful of tests that it offered using its technology and that the results were questionable. Holmes is likely to appeal her conviction. In the wake of allegations that Juul marketed e-cigarettes to children on purpose, the company's now settled more than 5,000 cases from close to 10,000 plaintiffs. Juul says the cases came from consumer class action, government entity, personal injury, and Native American tribe groups. An investigation showed Juul marketed its items to young people, even though e-cigs are illegal for children to use. According to a national survey taken in 2021, more than 2 million teenagers in the U.S. say they vape, some on a daily basis.
Schools across the country are on a hiring spree. New government data showing nearly half of all public schools had at least one teacher vacancy as of October. Experts say the biggest need is in special education, English as a second language, and computer science. Schools in high poverty areas and those with high minority student populations are most likely to have these vacancies. Many school officials say that candidates simply are not applying, and many of those who are feel like the jobs don't pay enough.
And here in San Antonio, dozens of education majors are now ready to take on those jobs. 184 students, newly trained and certified, were the most recent new teachers to be inducted by UTSA. To get to this point, the students had to complete a semester of hands-on experience. They'll now take on positions in middle schools and high schools. Congratulations to them and good luck.
If you go to downtown San Antonio, you'll probably see some tourists and some sights, but there's also a lot of traffic construction, cranes and traffic.
San Antonio continues to grow up and out. Max Massey spoke with the CEO of Centro San Antonio and tells us the goal is to make the downtown area a place people want to live, play, and work.
I just want to have a lot more fun and a lot more play. I hope we see a lot more of that in this coming year.
Matt Brown is the CEO of Centro San Antonio, and his vision of the future of downtown is slowly coming to fruition.
If you look at the city has a strategy plan called the SA Tomorrow, and it has 13 different regional centers, and one's the downtown regional center. And it includes Southtown and all the way down like Lone Star and up. I think Pearl is just outside of it, maybe. It's
been years and years of construction, and now production.
Frost Towers is just spectacular. I mean, what Western Urban's done with Legacy Park and their investment now in the new apartment building, that's just, I feel like every day I look at it, it's like this new level's gone up. It's outstanding. And they're going to redo the Continental Hotel and do a whole redevelopment there.
The new Frost Tower seems like just the first domino.
And that's really what we believe is the future of downtown, and not just far away future, but more the near in future, that downtown San Antonio is going to it's going to and it needs to become increasingly residential.
Matt tells me the idea is to almost go back in time in regards to the city, a time where people lived, worked, and visited our downtown area. He says San Antonio is lucky because we have an amazing foundation of culture, personality, and a lot of good ideas.
I know some of this construction is going to come to an end, and that will feel really like, fresh and clean and exciting, I think, for people to come down and see what's going on. And it'll certainly make it a lot easier to come downtown too. So both those things.
This process is years in the making, but we are continuing to see improvements that aren't slowing down anytime soon. Matt tells me there's a huge demand for people to live downtown, and now they're working to add to that supply. Max Massey, KSAT12 News.
Be a good time to go downtown. Not have to worry about wearing a coat.
Yeah, Christmas lights and no need for a parka.
No.
That's why visitors come to San Antonio, our beautiful weather. The sun is out. It is nice. And I'm hopeful because we're already starting to see some clearing, that we'll see some clearing this evening so you can check out the International Space Station. The flyover happens tonight if you want to check it out around 6:41. Starts in the northwest, ends up in the southeast, ends at 6:48. It'll be nice and high above the horizon. The only thing we'll be watching out for is some cloud cover. It's not going to be ideal. It's not going to be clear skies, but we're hopeful that maybe you can check it out. We always love to watch it as it happens. Radar and satellite show that we don't have any rain or anything like that, but quite a bit of cloud cover still going on. We've seen the clearing here around Bexar County and most of the area with a thicker area of cloud stretching from Fredericksburg, Kerrville down to Lakey and Eagle Pass and Del Rio. Areas that saw a lot of fog earlier this morning. The fog is lifted, but we still have those clouds in place. And right now, as we look out over the airport, 79. We're already closing in on 80 degrees and it's just afternoon. Southerly winds at 18 miles per hour. In the forecast for today, we are expecting to be up near 80. At this point, we may be a little bit above. The more sun we see, the higher these temperatures go. And we may get close to some records here, just the way things are looking. And then clouds fill back in tonight with a chance of fog and drizzle showing up again tomorrow, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Two women say Apple products put their safety at risk, and now they're suing the company while they say their privacy was violated.
Hello, everyone. These are your top headlines from Cheddar News. Warner Brothers Discovery will once again sell HBO Max through Amazon Prime. That in a bid to bring millions of new subscribers to their flagship streaming service. The deal also covers the company's new streaming service, Max. That will reportedly combine HBO Max and Discovery Plus. Meanwhile, 50 years ago tonight, Apollo 17 lifted off from Kennedy Space Center. The voyage was the last time that humans walked on the moon. The Apollo 17 mission took the first scientist astronauts to the moon. The anniversary coincides with the first flight of NASA's Artemis program. That's expected to return astronauts to the lunar surface by 2025. And investing app Robinhood has announced the launch of Robinhood Retirement. This will allow users to open a traditional or Roth IRA to begin saving for retirement. Robinhood's IRA offers a 1% match on every eligible dollar contributed to the account. The product becomes fully available for all users starting in January. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
Two women are blaming Apple tracking devices for AirTags for putting their lives in danger.
ABC's Rebecca Jarvis explains why a new lawsuit claims Apple gave stalkers a new terrifying tool.
Two women are hitting Apple with a proposed class action lawsuit, alleging the tech company's AirTag tracking device makes it easier for stalkers.
It was just truly terrifying.
Lauren Hughes and another woman who's suing as Jane Doe claim that their former partners used AirTags hidden in their cars to track their whereabouts without their knowledge. Hughes says she believes her ex placed the device she found on her wheel in order to track, harass, and threaten her.
He had been leaving things at my door, so I made the decision to move to a new place. During that process, I was actually loading things into my vehicle at the time when I got the notification that an AirTag was moving with me.
The lawsuit alleges Apple's device circumvents security features without taking reasonable steps to ensure that the monitoring products and services will be used only for legitimate and lawful purposes.
There's some evidence out there that Apple has had issues with the product and has made some efforts to improve its safety protocols, but that, according to these women and this lawsuit, those efforts were not sufficient.
Hughes and the Jane Doe are not the only ones who say devices like this have been used against them. A California woman says after a shopping trip, she and a friend were alerted to a tag following them.
There was a map that showed it followed our exact location from Target all the way back to her house.
And earlier this year, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Brooks Nader made headlines when she said she was tracked through New York City, suspecting the tag was placed in her coat when she wasn't looking.
I was already on my walk home. Halfway home, I got the notification that was like, someone's tracking you and has been for a while. It was the scariest moment ever.
Once again, that was Rebecca Jarvis reporting for us.
Looking outside, and things have cleared up quite a bit in the last 10 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, my kids have been requesting shorts and T-shirts, and it's fair. It's the jacket weather's gone for a good while. We're going to continue to see these warm temperatures. 79 so far today. The record is 83. We're in range. I wouldn't be surprised if we got within a degree or two. That was set back in 1994, so it gives you an idea of just how warm we are. And we've got more of this on the way before our cold front next week. We think we have a little better handle on when it might arrive. Well, talk to you about that forecast coming up.
All right, so I have a question for Justin. He says his daughters requested shorts and short sleeve shirts today. So my question on the request, is that like automatically granted? Is there a little debate going on between the girls?
No, it's fine.
How does that work?
It's fine. No, I mean, you go for it. But it's always your kids. It's funny. In the winter, though, they always want to wear shorts and T-shirts, and you have to tell them, hey, no, you can't. It's cold. You're going to regret that.
They don't feel it like we do.
No, they don't. But today, yeah, it's fine. This whole week, it's going to be sort of spring-like. Very rarely do we dust off the dew points map and the humidity in December, but that's where we are right now. Dew points are in the 60s, and that warm, humid air is surging north. Places like Dallas has dew points in near 70. In early December, you don't see that too often. This is a very moist air that's coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and there's no real push. A lot of times we'll get fronts coming through that'll push all this back, and we get the dry air and the gusty winds, but we just haven't had fronts. The way the atmosphere is set up, everything's been to our north, and there just hasn't been enough of a push to get a front down here. So the dew point trend stays right there in the 60s all the way through the weekend into early next week. It's not until Tuesday into Wednesday that we finally do get a push of drier air that will make it here to South Texas. It's looking more and more likely at this point. So that's the good news. As we go outside for you, partly to mostly cloudy skies and 79 at the airport. We are already up to 80 at Stinson. 78 Kelly, 77 rain off, and a good southerly wind that is bringing in that Gulf moisture. And a look at the satellite picture. A lot of clouds, as you might expect. And it's going to be mostly cloudy at times, and then you may break out in partly cloudy skies. It'll be kind of off and on, but more clouds than sun, I think, for the rest of the afternoon. And then if you're out west, it's still overcast in Eagle Pass and Del Rio, places that's a lot of fog this morning. And we did have some fog and drizzle even here in San Antonio. 79 in Gonzales, 77 Kennedy, 77 Honda, 71 right now in Kerrville, a little bit more cloud cover there. And around Bexar County, upper 70s to low 80s as we showed you. 71 Canyon Lake, it is 79 in both Seguin and New Braunfels. Your KSAT 12-hour forecast, pretty steady, if not warmy a little bit. Right now we have 80 in the forecast for the afternoon, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get 82, maybe 83, which again is approaching the record for this date. 78, 6 o'clock, 78, 7 p.m., mostly cloudy. Clouds fill back in tonight. We get some fog and drizzle to start our Thursday. That has been the case all week long, right? We showed you the upper level pattern last half hour, and this kind of shows it well, the water vapor. You can see where everything's moving. So we got the southwesterly flow, and that's bringing some showers to North Texas, but everything's moving up and over a ridge high pressure that we have down here in the Gulf of Mexico. And that is just more of a springtime pattern where you're not getting these storm systems that are digging south and coming through Texas. And you need that to happen to get some of this cold air that's bottled up in Canada to move south. So as long as that is our pattern, it's going to stay like it is with these warm temperatures and humid conditions. There's the rain I was speaking of across parts of North Texas, Amarillo, Wichita Falls. They are getting a little bit of rain today. And there is a frontal boundary up there. It kind of snakes through the Texas Panhandle, a little cooler for Lubbock and Amarillo, but not bitterly cold. 49 Wichita Falls, and then out ahead of this front, you got 70s and 80s across South Texas. And the cold air is still staying up here in Canada, where Minneapolis is at 17, Bismarck is at 1, International Falls, which is typically the coldest place in the country, but it is at -4 right now. So we're still waiting on that good push of cold air, and it will come eventually. I do think that the pattern will finally shift a little bit as we get into the middle part of next week. So we get a trough digging out west. This is Monday into Tuesday. And then this is a bigger system that can probably tap into some of that cooler air. And not only that, you're going to have that clash of the air masses, cold air, and then you got that warm, moist air that has been in place for so long. I think as this storm system comes into the middle part of the country next week, we could be looking at a pretty widespread severe weather outbreak. That'll be something else to watch. Maybe not necessarily here, but across much of the nation's midsection. So something to watch. In the meantime, it is warm. 81 tomorrow, 80 Friday, 78 Saturday, 79 Sunday. We will add in some very small rain chances this weekend as a weak frontal boundary tries to get close but doesn't move through. And then next week we add in some rain chances on Tuesday as well with that next front that hopefully does cool us down, guys.
Thanks, Justin. An orchestra conductor breaking the mold. What inspired this now viral, showy performance?
And a lot of folks are pulling out their favorite holiday movies, and there are some odd ones on the top of some people's lists. Got that for you coming up.
Google has published its year in search list for 2022, which is a look back at the top trending searches for the year. And the #1 trending search globally, our favorite game, Wordle. The wildly popular web-based word-guessing game is owned by the New York Times. Other top searches included Johnny Depp in the people category, as well as the actors category. Novak Djokovic was searched for the most in the athletes category. Ukraine won top search in the news category. And Ukraine also third highest trending search overall, just behind India versus England in the #2 spot. And again, Justin Horn's favorite game, Wordle, #1.
Google Trends says America's favorite Christmas movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The film remains a favorite for nearly 80% of the nation, and that includes Texas. The other favorites were Die Hard, Edward Scissorhands, Gremlins, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Ever dreamed of conducting an orchestra? Well, neither did a New York City man who won the chance to do this in a raffle. Boy, did he take advantage of it.
Yeah, he did. Now his over-the-top performance has gone massively viral. CNN's Jeannie Moe spoke with the dancing conductor.
It was conduct you don't usually see from a conductor. Tim Schultes took the New York-based Chelsea Symphony on a wild sleigh ride. Tim is a teacher, not a conductor. He only got to lead the orchestra because he won a raffle.
It was like a Carol Burnett episode. I was like, how can I make them laugh?
Maybe by wagging your butt while wearing a kilt?
Tim was totally uninhibited. He was totally the music.
Artistic director Matthew Aubin was playing the French horn.
I actually had to look away from him a lot because he was making me laugh.
Tim kept looking back at the audience. The musicians already knew the song. You think they were ignoring you completely?
Yes.
My favorite move of his was when he put the baton up in the air and kind of twirled it around like a lasso.
Instead of dignified drama, Tim opted to whoop it up like Whoopi and Sister Act. Tim was once a Broadway dancer. His conducting stint got rave reviews. He slayed that. He killed that.
That was what got me going, was that trombone in the back. He was going nuts.
And when it was over, he did what all good conductors do, gave the orchestra their due. In this case, the music went to the maestro's head. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Definitely had the moves.
He had something. I wonder if Mike Osterhage can do that.
Mike Osterhage, definitely.
He's got moves.
I will give it a try.
Signature moves.
We're still talking about that whole movie thing. The Christmas movie. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I'm just saying it right there.
That is your opinion. My husband would disagree. All right, but we want to know what's your favorite Christmas movie. So let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter.
And maybe what movie would you go see if you won $500? Because we're going to tell you about that too. That's for free. Speaking of free, Ali Ogeen from Cakes by Elizabeth is here, and you're going to do something a little special with the cake, right?
Yes, I will show you how to enter in a bit, and I have a special contest for y'all as well.
So somebody can win a free cake? Mm-hmm. Ooh, and she makes beautiful cakes.
All right, how about some sweet and savory tamales? We've got Paul Morales here from Taco Cucuy.
Hello.
All right, and you've got, of course, an easy way to make a tamale.
So instead of using the spoon method, what we can do is put the corn husk on the bottom, put your plastic, use your plancha, boom, ready for fillings.
Nice and simple. All right, right after Christmas, of course, comes the celebration of Kwanzaa. There's the Kwanzaa Queen right there. We're going to tell you all about a special event coming up this Saturday you can attend.
And Jen, of course, is going to show us a program that, of course, helps veterans and first responders.
Yep, and older dogs up for adoption. That and a whole lot more on SA Live.
Right now we are at 79, closing on 80. We'll likely see 80s this afternoon, close to some records, and more heat next few days along with humidity, morning drizzle and fog too. Nothing really changes until next week, and that's when we get a cold front. We hope sometime around Tuesday or Wednesday, and it will eventually cool down, guys.
All right, Justin, thank you. And thank you for watching the news at noon with us.
So is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
Absolutely.
See, I agree with you.
I have never seen it, but I'm told it happens at a Christmas party.
It happens at a Christmas party. Justin?
But
Yeah,
see?
I'm sorry, we have a producer in the studio today who is saying that Home Alone is not a Christmas movie.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I know Mike doesn't like Die Hard as a Christmas movie, but he'll explain why. SA Live starts right
now.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
And there are some of God's dogs. Great organization. These are dogs that have a few years on them, and we're going to tell you how you can maybe help out fostering or adopt those sweet little babies. We're going to do our Home Alone face saying, yes, Home Alone is a Christmas movie. Just because it's set at a Christmas party doesn't mean it's a... So anyway, that debate, I mean...
18 days, folks.
Yes.
Until Christmas. I can't believe
Good
it.
afternoon. She is Fiona. I am Mike.
Yes.
Speaking of movies, favorite Christmas movie? You saw that whole map of the United States and all that stuff. Go.
Favorite Christmas movie of all time, I'd have to say Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Now, as far as something, I'm going to do a you right now. I also like Four Christmases.
Okay.
Okay, you. I know which one.
Favorite Christmas movie of all time? It's a Wonderful Life. That would be the serious one, and then comedy would be Christmas Vacation. Yes, some of the greatest lines in there that can't be repeated on family television.
And is Die Hard a Christmas movie, Mike?
No.
And he's going to stay right
Let's
there.
ask our next guest, because he's big into some of the movies I like as well. Anyway, have you started working on your menu for Christmas? A lot of families, of course, are going to be eating tamales, but you ever tried duck in your tamale?
Chef Paul Morales from Tacos Cucuy is here to show us some twists on traditional tamale fillings that you might want to try. All right.
Die Hard, yes, no, Christmas movie?
I say yes.
Okay.
Ooh, so far, we haven't found one person to agree with you yet. Yep, no one.
I'm a party of one here. Okay. These are not your ordinary everyday tamales, are they?
No, these are actually a little bit more upscale, but still good. Sometimes it's hard to get people out of their what they're used to, but today we're doing duck and a boozy cherry.
Ooh, that sounds good. And that great little tip we showed you just a little bit right off the top, because making tamales is not necessarily eating, but the making and the family together. But if you want to just do a bunch of them, you've got a great tip. And this is to take some matzah, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the secret in your matzah? Is that about enough?
Yeah, kind of about a golf ball size.
All right. Okay. What's your secret ingredient in there?
Duck fat.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Yeah, you put some duck fat in there. It gives it some more richness and more duck flavor.
Okay, and then do a half of a Ziploc bag instead of plastic wrap because it's a little bit thicker. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just do that in there and do that.
That'll speed up the process.
And you are good to go.
Yep, now all you gotta do is put a little bit of duck filling in there.
Okay. And this is duck and a little bit of what mixed in?
Quail.
Okay.
I just had some extra quails in my freezer.
Okay.
Make sure you get them. I like them fat myself, so kind of put a lot. We got some boozy cherries here that's been reconstituted in some mezcal and some brandy.
A couple of those.
Okay. Just a couple, yeah. And then hit it with a little bit of mole on the inside too, just a little bit. Really? You don't traditionally you don't want too much moisture in a tamale because then it gets really soft and too pliable. But yeah, and that's it. Just kind of fold it over like a package.
And then really with the boozy cherries in there as well, adds to that richness and that savoriness of it, right?
Definitely. It gives it almost a little French flair, but yeah, I love it.
And then that would cook like any other
then you steam it, yep.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
easy.
You have another creative recipe with a tamale, right?
So we wanted to have some fun with it. This is my rendition of a kind of a s'more. So this one we don't need to press it because it's not a filled tamale. This one comes out more of a consistency of a cake, like almost like a devil's food, which is, it's just blue corn, but instead of lard, we cream some butter and sugar. And then I put a little bit of ground up graham cracker in there as well, just for a taste, a little bit of cinnamon taste. You just kind of want to fold it into like almost like a little Twinkie or something. Twinkie. Yeah, like a chocolate Twinkie, like a zinger or whatever.
That's what I was going to say. It almost.
And so if you want to get fun with it, you can, maybe push on some marshmallows, mushrooms. You know where my head's at. And then kind of roll it up just like you would a traditional one, and then you steam it as well.
Okay.
I would try to separate, if you're going to do these, separate from pork ones because they could pick up some of the fat.
Flavors right. Back and forth like this. And this is kind of your niche at Tacos Kukui, is things that are just a little bit off the beaten path as far as
I just kind of try to use things that people are already familiar with, which is tamale, but have a different flavor profiles. I'm having a tamale and taco dinner coming up next month, and it's going to be all stuff like this. I will have probably this s'more on here.
And by the way, you can attend this taco and tamale dinner coming up here. We're going to put a QR code up on the screen right now. So while this segment's still going on, you can grab your phone right now, and we will pop up that QR code, and you can just scan that, and that way you can buy tickets to this event. And there it is right there on your screen. It's Sunday Funday Brunch. If you're using Open Flame, a paper holder may not be the best idea.
A little bit of caramel corn there.
We move quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about Tacos Kukui and what you typically serve.
So basically I do tacos, elevated tacos. Think of things what you're used to, but we have like a lot of vegetarian options, vegan options, but still same with the flavor profiles that you like, pork, beef, asada. We do those, but we use very good high quality ingredients. We also own a corn tortilla company, so we do heirloom corn tortillas and masas. So the taste is gonna be way better than what you're thinking of, like maseca, which to me tastes like plastic and rubber. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
It's got the texture of a cake, and I thought steaming it would make it too wet. But I think because of the cornmeal, it absorbs it and kind of rehydrates it, and I put a little bit of baking powder in there so it kind of fluffed up. I love it.
And you have a brick and mortar coming soon, right?
Yes, we're opening up a brick and mortar soon, hopefully in the Government Hill Pearl area. So cross our fingers, but definitely.
Yeah, what kind of tamales and tacos are you going to be serving at the event that folks can attend?
Well, we're doing the dashi event. I linked up with Christina Zhao, who owns Szechuan Kitchen and Szechuan Dashi, and we're going to do a series of brunches where we're going to do fusion of Mexican and Szechuan. So think of like tacos, but instead of a tortilla, maybe like a scallion pancake, or like a fideo, but with a hot pot, like a mala spice broth instead of like a traditional tomato broth. So we're just trying to do things like that. Miga's fried rice. I mean, that's going to be a banger.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
All right, well, don't forget, you can try Hako's Kukui for yourself at the Sunday Fun Day brunch happening at Dashi Sichuan Kitchen and Bar, happening next Sunday, December 18th from noon to 4.
Yes, indeed. And if you'd like more information on that, of course, we had that QR code up earlier, but you can scan, either go to SALive.com, click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or scan that QR code right down there, and you can find all the information on how you can get tickets to that. And he's going to have some of these pop-ups coming up in the next couple of months. So lots of really tasty stuff. And let me tell you, it is good. All right, well, from a podcast to a nonprofit, Frontline Strong is providing wellness services to veterans and first responders for free.
Yes, our Jen Tobias Stresky shares more about their mission to raise awareness about mental health, especially over the holidays.
Frontline Strong is a nonprofit that provides therapy for veterans and first responders for free. It's something President and founder George Santana started to help save lives.
So I wanted to create something that we can be able to just openly talk about what's going on with us. So we created Frontline Strong and basically to provide them with a area where they can come in and talk openly about what's going on with them. When I started and I got out of law enforcement, I went to the VA system to be able to get help. I was in the Marine Corps. Thought that once I got in to get that help that they would just give me that help. But the more and more I tried to get the help, the more and more I saw barriers in the way. So I wanted to be able to have an area where we can have none of those barriers. So like if you served our community or you served our country, to be able to go in and just say, I need help, and not have to prove to them that you need help.
This is something that hits really close to home for Santana. While his story is different from others, it comes with a pain that is very familiar, sometimes unbearable.
I have severe PTSD with 2 traumatic brain injuries. I was in law enforcement for about 10 years. I was in Iraq. I just avoided that feeling by numbing it through alcohol, by numbing it through all these other vices and stuff like that. And the thing about it is that I just didn't want to feel that pain. I didn't want to feel that anguish. But about almost 7 years ago now, after I got out of law enforcement, I was sitting on the side of the road with my service pistol, about to commit suicide. The only thing that stopped me was a picture of my daughter that my wife had sent me. And I got home, and the first thing I hear is my daughter saying, Daddy's home. Reach out to me and give me a hug, and I could feel it and I could see it, that I felt like she knew I had just tried to do this.
He's now been able to channel his mental struggles into this team that now helps others who may be in a very dark place.
We have about 10 therapists that are here in our office that provide therapy to frontline workers, police, fire, social workers, nurses, emergency room doctors, to the family members.
Tiffany Juarez and Carl Burnside of Battling Minds have also teamed up with Frontline Strong to help with counseling services.
My father was a veteran. My father served in the Army. He was in the Korean War, and he never went to therapy. And that war changed my father forever. And I love my father. Father's a great person. He taught me community. He taught me service, right? But that servant attitude, I just kind of wonder sometimes, who would he have been? What would he have done? How far would he have went? How many more people could he have impacted if he had got that need met, and then could have been his full self, right?
It's not just providing therapy for frontline workers and veterans. It's also for spouses and children. Because at the end of the day, my wife was still standing there holding my pack as much as I put all of this on her.
So how easy is it to sign up and get a counseling session with Frontline Strong?
Go to frontlinestrong.org, and at the front there's a link right there that says free therapy. Click on that. It takes 5 minutes to be able to get in touch with us. Right after that, you get a phone call from one of our therapists, do our intake, and within 2 days, you're in therapy.
I started my business because I believe that we're interconnected and that humanity is interconnected, our professions, and I care about people, and my team cares about people, and we go above and beyond for whoever we're serving.
For more information on Frontline Strong, you can head over to SALive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab.
I want to be a survival's guide to be able to show them that they don't need to live this way.
For SA Live,
all they have to do is raise their hand and you can get help.
I'm Jen Tobias Stresky.
Frontline Strong has its first Breaking the Stigma Gala this Friday from 6 to 10 p.m. Special guest and UFC champion Matt Hughes will be the speaker. Tickets are still available. Of course, head over to SALive.com, click on the As Seen on SA Live tab for more information.
All right, still ahead. Are you looking to make it a Merry Christmas? Get it? We have some furry friends looking for a home. Why these cuties might be right for you.
And more puns coming up here. But first, do you know what time it is? Time for Christmas freebies. Yes, indeed. That young lady right there is going to be giving away a free cake. We'll tell you how, and we're going to be putting our decorating skills to the test. Yeah, and she made that cake. That's beautiful.